Maybe a repeat, who knows? Hopefully not. Hopefully a closer game. And I'd love to see 3 maps from one of our series today, but after seeing how the first one went, I'm not really expecting it. However, there's always surprises in Counter-Strike. And Harry, are you excited for this one? What are your predictions? You betting on Heroic here?
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is a map that they're more than comfortable on, so I think Dignitas are going to be getting that start over on the CT side, the more favoured in this situation. But yeah, my money is going to be on Heroic to go ahead and take this one. This is one that they are so strong on. We've seen them beat a plethora of teams that, you know, we would usually second above and beyond. But anyway, no time for that as they rush out in towards the side. Tensky from up above, going to be tapping on it. He's going to get 3. What the hell's going on? Tensky, this is madness. Gets himself 4. And what a way to start the pistol. Tensky, that looked insane.
Okay. Exactly what Team Dignitas needed, I guess. A 4K spray down with a USP, or not really a spray down, but tap down, I guess. What a great round to start things off. And Team Dignitas are going to be sitting pretty after that. Heroic, they go for the double raid boss, but it does not work out as they now invest in 5 Tech 9s, armor alongside, but only 2 bits of utility, flashbangs, to burst themselves out onto an area of the map. They need to use them right because they only have 2. As you can see, they're setting up towards A. It's going to be the flashes going over the roof. These players just potentially bursting into this A site late round. Tensky, again, waiting for this 4K spray down, it seems, as he sits up on the rafters with the M4A4. Rest of his team relegated down to UMPs and the single Famous on Fox, sitting in the heavens. And it's just going to be Heroic to make this first move. You can see they're setting up very heavily towards A. They're not committed by any means, and the flashbang only on Snappy on the roof and Nico in the hut. He's going to be setting that up, and it's basically all on Tensky here. Fox is going to finally be supporting, but the flash comes in, fully blinds. Tensky starts to spray, but can he repeat the same damage? Apparently not. He goes down, but Fox does pick up the pieces, getting himself 2. Bomb makes his way down towards B, and Nico, he changes weapon. That's going to get him killed. What an unfortunate way to start off the round. And Snappy, he's going to be alone. Unlikely he can get a bomb plant here, or anything for that matter. Jacob takes him down, and oh dear. Could have got down the vents. Could have, should have, would have.
I don't know what you just said. That was...
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The time is kicking in, Hugo Byron. Or is it not? I don't know. Maybe that's just a crazy term. No, I know what you're saying. You're saying it at the speed of lightning, Hugo Byron. But yeah, Dignitas, they're going to go ahead and pick up their second, as you said. A whole bunch of players towards outside. Should be mopped up early on as Croman doing the damage. Tensky with the MP9, my man, best gun in the game. And now it's Rubino with a UMP trying to rain down some death as he wants his share of the prize pool outside. Gets himself 2. And then Fox is there to finish it off. Dignitas pick up the first 3. Tensky currently proving to be a beast. After we saw them on Inferno, he was looking to be the one bottom of the board. Stepping things up in a big way early on could be the confidence boost that Dignitas need to try and turn the tide and pick up this map.
Yeah, this is turning into be a complete opposite scenario of what we expected, really. But again, we are early days. Let's see Heroic play on their buy now on the T side. Their bread and butter here on T side nuke. As they set up fast towards the outside area, there's only going to be a couple of defenders. The wall of smoke is down. They're allowed to cross, or Nico is at least. Molotov delaying the rest, but Croman just setting up. As Modi and Nico, they actually open things up. Modi defending this ramp area, the lobby area. Nico entering down into B as they start to push their way down. Fox does defend with a couple of kills though, and he will be able to get away with his life for the time being. But they are hunting him, chasing him down. As Snappy will finally remove him from the equation. It's a 2-on-3, and Heroic can get this bomb down, but Croman's coming in from the back.
Croman going to do the damage on Acadian, and that's the bomb dropped as well. They have to try and fight to get this back, and for the time being, only one player down here in the form of Snappy. Modi still waiting up by the vents. Could try dropping on in to help lend a helping hand. But right now, all the pressure falls onto Snappy. They might even elect to go hunting for him as they peek out through the doors. They're going to walk into his waiting arms. He picks up the first, goes for the reload. He had plenty of bullets left as well, so going to be punished for that. Jacob picking up the trade, leaving this all on Modi 1v1. Going to be making his way out through vents. Pop flashes out. Modi snuck on by. Good read here from Jacob as he checks all the angles, peeking on up through the rafters. Modi about to walk out and does land this spray. Jacob going to go down as Heroic go ahead and pick up their first round in the rifles on their T side.
Very important start there, and now Team Dignitas, of course, they'll still be able to buy, but this will be their only one for the eventual eco if Heroic can double down. But a scout on Croman and AWP on Fox. Mixed utility across the board. It's definitely a bit of a charity shot by for players like Rubino and Croman that are really limited on what they have, but we are going to see Heroic switch up the pace. Modi, fast out ramp. He's just going to push on through. Takes down Jacob. There's one player who's dropped down B, and that's Fox. He's got to be aware of this as Modi just comes charging in. Does get flicked onto, though. Nice shot from Fox, but he's got to repeat for more. And Cadian is right there, but so is Snappy, wrapping around to get that kill. It's going well so far for Heroic. And already we've seen Dignitas start to drop down through B. Cadian finds himself another, and Croman's caught in the vent here, going to get chased down, misses the no-scope, and he'll fall to Nico, leaving just Rubino. This round is looking undoable, but Rubino has himself an AK. However, Cadian has an AWP, and we all know who wins that battle, Cadian. Heroic pick up a second round, and they will keep 2 players alive as well, so not even too bad here.
Oh, Paul's going to be called on in. Curious to see what the issue is. Do we know if it's a tactical, or anything in between?
I imagine it's I imagine it's a tactical, but no verification as of yet.
Ripperoo, we don't know, but Hugo, you get to the bottom of that for us. Right now, we're going to see Dignitas with very little money, so does look to be the case that they will just be keeping these USPs into this round. Rubino can potentially buy some armor and a pistol, but imagine we're going to see him look to try and save so they can go for an AWP in the next round. Of course, on Nuke, it can make all the difference towards outside having a AWP such as Fox lock it down. Heroic Cadian more than aware of the poor economic situation of his DT counterparts. He's brought up the Mac 10 to try and make some fast, easy cash. Strong start there from Dignitas does mean they've got a bit of a buffer. The equalizer should be found here from Heroic. Rubino going to be buying down the CZ. Curious to see if he does buy any sort of armor up behind it. I imagine we're just going to see him stick to that on its lonesome. But yeah, I mean, you know, right now this is still early stage. We've seen a very, very good performance coming in from Heroics. They've only kept 3 out of a possible 10 players alive, though, so they've never had that opportunity for their economy to start to build up on the T side. Freeze time going to be uncooled as the pause is all said and done, and yeah, it does look to be the case that Dignitas just going to be buying down a couple of pistols on the players that could afford it. So it should be around going the way of Heroic.
In theory, and no word on whether that was a tech or attack, so
we'll never know.
Yeah, there we go. I'll probably tell you in about 4 rounds when I find out, but either way, as you say, pistols for the CT side. Cadian got to be money farming for days here as he sits in towards Squeaky. And these are the kind of rounds where you see Heroic focus a lot towards the outside positions because they know they're up against pistols. There's no reason to play close range just pushing out a ramp or into that deadly A site. So it's just safer to go for the range battles. And that's exactly where rifles will prosper, as Nico and Snappy prove evidently, taking these kills early on. They will just be splitting in through the heaven, or at least Snappy will looking for these entry kills, trying to find Jacob. He does do so. Now 2 are remaining for the CT side. Nothing being found at all here from these CTs. Heroic are just going to have a clean sweep, sorry, no deaths. And 3-3 will be the score as Dignitas reinvest for their buy.
Of course, this means everything to Dignitas picking this map up. So rounds like this, incredibly important. The 3-3 scoreline, Heroic could potentially take the lead out from underneath them. Yugi going to be going fast over towards Squeaky and picks up the first as Croman hits the deck. No one within earshot to try and trade this out. Cadian does get spotted outside. Rubino going to rail a shot into his kneecaps now means that he's turned his attention instead over towards Hell. Right now facing off against Fox up close. He will be able to find the equalizer. Into a 4-on-4 we go with Snappy tagged down extremely low as well. It looks like Heroic going to be switching things up, making their way over towards ramp, and no one's here to hold this right now.
Yeah, closest player is going to be Jacob. Finally rotates in. We'll be facing Modi in the open. Very, very exposed. He should be going down here. They're going to both peek him at the same time, taking him down. Modi and Yugi getting away with that one. And Heroic now in the driving seat, a 4v3. They have the option to split down towards A, but I can imagine they'll just hit down B considering they don't have any control on the outside area to make their way in through main or any other aspect. So forcing their way down towards that site. Rubino, great angle there, going to spot out the head of Modi just around the corner and catches him. But now he's caught alone. They have Molotovs to flush him out here, although he's just going to take another aim battle. Yugi fights him down with the AWP, and now we're going to see Heroic with a 2-on-3. A great situation to be in, but the window room, it's just getting re-smoked. It was unsmoked. Fox was in a position to peek out of it, but now it's re-smoked, and they are just going to go for the safe plant.
Plenty of utility used in the after plant. Bomb time is still just ticking away. Yugi to find the first on Tensky, leaving this all on Fox. 1v3, knows that Yugi's here with the AWP, but it's going to be forced on back as Yugi locks down the angle. He's already on 3 frags, the hat trick. The bomber is going to go off, and Fox will have no say in that matter. It's going to be Heroic to find themselves the 4th as they do take the lead. Fox just looking to try and save if he can, and he will be allowed to. If they choose to play things safe, don't want to risk ever extending and throwing away any unnecessary kills. Looking to keep that economy building up on the T side. Currently, a couple of players sitting on around 8,000 to 9,000. Does mean they're going to be looking good into the next couple of rounds. And well, for the side of Dignitas, they've got little to no money to invest into this round. So it will be the case of buying a little bit up behind this rifle and then using Fox as the catalyst to try and make some magic happen.
I've got to say, while obviously I'm not going to take it away from Valdo being very, very talented, Cadian's been doing so well. I mean, I opened the scoreboard, he's 3-5, but we're early days. He's been doing so well today in all the Heroics matches. I'm very interested to see if this remains as a permanent thing, as they bring in this secondary AWP, or if this is only a temporary stand-in. Because I've been impressed with his performance today, I'm just saying. So we need to see how this carries on. There's so much Danish talent, though, I wouldn't be surprised if they look for someone else. However, we'll find out what the issue is, I'm sure, when all is announced. But either way, bursting down B is Heroic. Jacob on the rotation. He's actually found himself in through that Molotov, but he still gets sprayed down by Snappy. Gets away with nothing, as Team Dignitas is yet to find a pick. Rubino gets tagged up as well. He moves in through the vents, and he's been cornered from all angles. Snappy finds him, and only Fox and Tensky remain. Fox, with a rifle, should probably just hold on to it, or at least go for exits. But at this point, I don't think exits are even necessary. It's not like he's going to be able to get 3 kills to do enough economic damage to make it worth his while. And now he's going to get chased. Giving away his position, they're going to be hunting. They don't want him to save this rifle, and he will not. Nico takes him down, and Tensky stuck in through B. Yugi's even holding the angle, so there's no way he can get on this bomb.
It will be another round to go the way of Heroic. Even Tensky going down at the very end. 5-3 now as they go ahead and chain together 5 consecutively on their T side. Dignitas finding nothing apart from the pistol and the consecutive anti-ecos. Will now be buying on down. Fox going to have the AWP to play around with, could be the difference maker here. Everyone else going to have everything they could possibly need. Utility going to be ripe across the board. Everyone with a full set of smokes, flashes, but only 1 kit up on Croman. They have to keep an eye on that if they end up in the retake scenario.
And again, Heroic playing those mind games. Every round, breaking those windows, making Team Dignitas triple guess. Are they hitting A? Are they just breaking the windows? Who really knows? That's what they do. Instead of doing it every round as well, Heroic occasionally just do it on and off on rounds. Even if they don't hit in towards A, they just like to make Team Dignitas second guess. The reason being, if they only break it when they're actually hitting A, every time they break it, Team Dignitas will know it's an A take, and they can just stack that side. But nope, they actually are hitting A this time. It's going to be a lot of fakes, a lot of flashes and smokes going down. They're actually attempting to drop down vents, I think, but Jacob is prepared on the other side, waiting for this push to come through. Instead, they hit the catwalk, and Rubino, he finds 2 kills. That was a heaven split, and that's been completely gone. Heroic have to rethink their strategy as they feed in towards ramp. Fox on the other side here with an AWP, waiting for the smoke to dissipate. And this strategy has fallen apart for Heroic.
When Fox going to miss that first shot, then peeking the tiniest of angles to find another advantage here for Dignitas. Now falling on back. Jacob's here to try and help him out best he can. It all falls onto Modi and Yugi. Rubino's going aggressive outside. He's only got 1 HP, but he's still soldiering forward to try and find something else. And in the meantime, actually, Modi's been allowed to work his way on through over towards Hell. Well and truly into the back line of Dig. With only 18 seconds left, no bomb partner in sight. Yugi will be spotted on the flank from Rubino, meaning Modi just going to look to save the AK into the next round. Dignitas will be able to find themselves a 4th, however, and now finally start to build up some economy as well, keeping 5 players alive.
Nice to see they're not a one-trick pony either. I was getting worried that we would just see one of those games, so they pick up the pistol, the 2 anti-ecos, and then they just get completely wiped by Heroic. It was starting to look that way with 5 rounds for this T side, but now at least Dignitas have kept everyone alive, as you say, and build that economy. They just have to, you know, get a couple more rounds, and realistically this couldn't be too bad for them. But again, this is a fairly CT-sided map. Not as heavy as it was previous years, I'm sure most people are aware, but it still isn't T-sided by any means, so it's going to be important for Team Dignitas to maintain the CT control and lock down the next few rounds at the very least, because they don't want Heroic getting more than 6 or 7 realistically.
Time the Heroic just waiting outside of a... I'm going to be stacked on up now. The smokes and flashes rain on in. Push going to come through, and this is it. They have to go big already. Tensky's gone down, and Nico's been tagged down to a measly 1 HP. Chrome able to pick up 1 before being traded on out, but they do get control of the A bomb site. Coming on in at 3 minutes, Rubino could get caught out. That Molotov going to force him back out of that position. Means this bomber can go down. Nico only on 1 HP. All it would take is 1 nade to wipe him off the face of the earth, but there aren't any still up for Dignitas. Fox has been tagged down to 11 HP as well. Bomb timer ticking away, and it looks like the save has been called. In spite of them only being a man down, they get completely locked out of the site. They have very little utility to head back in with, and I mean, they had plenty of kits. It's a bit of a weird decision to make because they know that Nico should be tagged, but I guess at this point it does make sense. If they save the 3 rifles with the money they get, they will be able to buy up into the next round. So it means conceding 1 to Heroic, but then they have the potential to go ahead and take 1 straight back. Jacob has to survive though, or else this is not worth it, and Heroic are more than aware of this. They're going to go hunting in their entirety to try and pick him up. Pop Flash comes through, and Nico's only on 1 HP, but he's still taking heads off. And now when Rubino and Fox saves, suddenly gets called into question, is it even worth buying?
Yeah, for sure. Rubino can drop over the weapon. Fox can even throw one if he saves his utility as well. It's just working out how they could distribute it. Chroma can buy a rifle and a couple of nades, and Tensky and Jacob need drops. So yeah, it's doable. It's just it's going to screw their economy, right? But there's no real other option. It's not like they should be ecoing this one by any means. But you could see the frustration on Jacob there. As soon as they called for the save, that moment when they realised they can't contest that round, and he was just shaking his crosshair around over in the CT spawn. So clearly not too happy about how this one's going so far. Heroic resetting Team Dignitas as soon as they get a round on the board. And despite it being a flawless round for the CT side, the one that they did get, it's clearly not helping them too much here. All it's doing is facilitating another buy, and yeah, we will see them start to throw guns around, start to invest. Work out how they want to distribute this cash. And I think Fox should be forfeiting the nades and throwing over a gun to Tensky. I don't want to see any SMGs. There shouldn't be shotguns here. And yeah, he'll do exactly that. Because, again, you don't need the utility on the AWP as much as you do the rifler. You're typically going to want them with the AWP in their hands most of the time. But either way, buy will come through. Everyone should be okay. And we're back in the round in just a second after the pause, obviously. But yeah, Heroic, I mean, I can't predict where this is going, but I have a scary feeling that they're just going to get so many T-side rounds that it's impossible for Team Dignitas to do anything once again, much as in they did in Inferno.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the scary thing about Heroic. They are very, very good at this map, and whilst they're very good on the T side, it's the CT side where it's really going to be crunch time when they do go ahead and swap on over. Already 6 rounds to 4, having a 2-round advantage with still 4 rounds left to play. Does mean that Dignitas, they really have to try and get, I would say, at least an 8, like an A7 scoreline is really what they're gonna, want as a bare minimum. Because I think if you let Heroic get any more, it's going to leave you in such a bad spot. You need to be heading into that second half with the advantage if you're Dignitas, and even then, you are clutching at straws just a little bit. But into this round, we can see, as you said, the buys come in for Dignitas. They've got everything they could possibly need. Yugi with the AWP going to miss that potential opener. Onto Tensky, who is still very much alive and kicking out towards this A-bomb site. They're going to be breaking down the skylights. As you said, they do this almost every single round to try and just play mind games to Dignitas. Even if the plan isn't to go away, they can throw a couple of smokes in late round. They can still use this to keep players from rotating off. And it looks like outside could be the place in question, as the wall of smokes does come in to allow them to cross over to Secret. Rubino forced on back and rendered useless by the smokes. Instead, it's going to look to Jacob to try and lock down this B bomb site.
A lot of pressure on him. They're going to charge on in. He gets nothing done. Snappy takes the headshot, and while Tensky will get a pick over on the A side of the map, it's not enough, because now Team Dignitas are playing for retake. Heroic, great utility usage to force out these CTs from retaking the site, or at least contesting until the bomb's gone down. And it's important that Heroic are saving this utility, but look at Rubino just darting in, jumping into the site out of nowhere, finds himself two, eventually gets traded by Yuki, and now we have 2 players remaining for Heroic. Make it 1. Yuki's alone. Rubino has single-handedly pulled this round back for Team Dignitas.
User disconnected from your channel.
And Harry's gone. He's that mad that Rubino has pulled back the round. He is just going to leave straight up. We'll see you, Harry. I assume that was just a bit of an error on his part. Maybe his TeamSpeak crashed. So we're going to be finding out what's happening and hopefully getting him back in shortly. But I don't actually know where he's gone. So no word. So we'll find out. But until then, we will just solo cast. So yeah, I'll find out what's happening for you guys. But Harry's just had a moment clearly. Maybe his PC crashed. Either way, AWP back on Fox. We still have one on Yugi as well. We are going to have the aggression. Molly charging out ramp, finds that first pick. Fox is going to get dropped straight away, and now Heroic, they're going to start to just charge down B, play off that pick, and get into that site. It's all on Jacob here. He's going to be alone down towards the lowers, sitting on the stairs, waiting for someone to come to his grasp. Tensky opening things up for the meantime. And Jacob, he's still that snake in the grass. There's still Molly causing havoc down B, but they haven't found him just yet. He does find Rubino in the meantime, but Jacob's still here. And Molly, he's actually going to wrap towards the outside as well. Not even wanting to commit to this B side of the map. They just burst A for the time being. Yugi going to get the bomb down as well. This is a perfect round for Heroic. The issue is, Croman's on the back. He's very, very close, but he's got to open the door. Nico just shuts it. Little wave in the chat as well as Croman walks in, does find the headshot. So some damage has been done in return. But Heroic now just relegated to 3 players. They still have this bomb site under control. No one from Dignitas is even getting close to retaking it. It's got to be fast. It's got to be now. Otherwise, it's not going to happen at all. Tensky looking for the kill. Croman will fall. And Tensky will find it on the ladder. Great shot. It's inaccuracy, but he still lands it. And they'll have time for the defuse as well. It's a round going to Team Dignitas. A round they should not have won. But Heroic throws it away. And somehow someone kills someone on a ladder. So many questions about that round. So Harry's TeamSpeak just crashed, apparently. So I'm going to check if he's back in TeamSpeak. He is. We can drag him back.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey, Harry.
Hello.
I assumed you rage quit because you bet on Heroic and Dignitas just won the round. Is that not the reason?
Yeah, no, that was actually entirely the reason. Yeah, no, you caught me. But speaking of catching people, Monty going to catch Croman in towards the A bomb site. Nico doing more damage downrange. I'll explain my absence in a second, because right now it's an absence of Dignitas in the A bomb site, which is allowing Heroic to get this bomb down. Jacob coming in. Mini trying to peek through any gaps in the smoke, but there aren't any. The Molotov going to force him back for the time being as well. Makes this that much more tricky. Now Fox and Jacob. Fox and Tensky, sorry, up towards heaven to try and make some progress in towards the site. Fox going to be shut down. Tensky tagged away as well. It's going to fall, and now it's all on Jacob. 1v4. We'll just have to go ahead and save. Meaning Heroic, they're going to find a 7th round on their T side. And yeah, I don't know what happened, Hugo. I was just casting away, doing my thing. And then... I don't know. I don't even... I saw your little message that you sent me asking where did I go. And I was like, I'm right here. And I wasn't, because TeamSpeak just died on me.
Well, next time, in order to
ESL
stop...
speak.
Don't start the hate train. In order to stop this next time, what we're going to be using is I'm going to be getting a can, and I'm going to be putting a bit of string in between it, and we're going to be running it all the way from my house, all the way to yours. I was about to say where you live, but I think that's a bad idea. And we're just going to be connecting it, you know? And that will give us the best quality mic I think we could ever wish for. Has Harry crashed again? That's the question.
No.
Okay, he's just not speaking.
I'm just leaving the dead air. You're meant. Come on, Hugo Byron.
Kills are happening and you're not speaking. This is unacceptable.
Well, you were midway.
Let's not have a crisis.
Look at him go. Look at this man. There's no stopping him. Tensky going to be with the PT-50 alone in the site. Does do some damage on a Snappy. And now they know that he's here, trapped. Fending for his life, chipped away at Yugi to finish him off. It's all on Fox and Jacob. 2 versus 3. Fox trying to land some damage into Squeaky, but Nico's here to find the first. Now it falls on Acadian and Nico. Fox knows exactly where Nico is, but as he runs on back, it's going to be heard by both of these players. 44 seconds left. They've got plenty of time to play around with him. Fox just holding the angle. They know that he's here. The bomb's going to get dropped to Nico, and Alex to escape, and does. Acadian has his back regardless. Fox will go down, and that is going to be an 8th for Heroic. 6-8 right now. The buy coming in from Dignitas. They have to pick this one up. If this goes, 6-9, then I really don't see Dignitas doing this in the second half.
I mean, even at 8-7 scoreline, it's going to be very, very difficult. But let's see how it pans out. At least I'm more so waiting for the pistol than the final round of this half. That's going to be the most deciding factor. But either way, we are going to be seeing Heroic try and get that pick off into Heart. It's Snappy to look for the aggression, but he gets tagged down very heavily there. 20 HP left. Gonna have to back off. Moves himself towards the roof instead. It's actually Rubino to open first blood, pushing outside, takes down Nico. They're going to try to back off, but Cadian's fighting it. I don't know why Rubino's still contesting. He doesn't need to take that kill. He's only got a UMP to play with, and they've got the man advantage. He can just fall on back. And he does do so, allowing Fox to get the aggression outside, but Snappy still takes him down in the meantime, and Jacob strikes back for the CT side. It's Team Dignitas to lead this round for the time being, but even so, Heroic, they're definitely not out of this one just yet. They have plenty of utility, and they have Moddy as well. Look at his position, worked all the way down ramp.
Yeah, he could be the linchpin, the difference maker in this round. Yugi, spotted outside. Cadian's here as well. Both players now look to push on out. Rubino just holding Mini, waiting to see if any aggression does come his way. But it's Moddy who's all the way down in B, snuck all the way in through the backline, who could cause them so many problems. Jacob's still holding the ramp position. I hope they don't rotate the bomb in thinking this is going to be clear, given they've got Moddy down there. Yugi with the AWP to try and deal with Jacob. Rounds the corner and is going to fall. That's the bomb dropped. Cadian and Moddy 2 versus 4 to try and clutch this round out. Bomb dropped over at ramp. Only 20 seconds left to go and get it. They first have to deal with Jacob as well, who's locking it down. He hears the players charging up through ramp, peeks on out and finds the first. It's all on Cadian, unless he can fly around the map and start tapping heads, which would be an amazing debut for him in Heroic. And it will be the round going the way of Dignitas. 7-8. Still in favor of Heroic by 1 round as we head into the second half.
You said if this ended 9-6, you don't see Dignitas pulling it back. With an 8-7 scoreline, do you think that changes drastically? Do you think there's still a realistic chance they can close this?
I mean, this map is so incredibly good for Heroic. Dignitas really have to be, firing on all cylinders if they want to stay in this. And I don't know, I mean, a couple of the players are really stepping up, but then there's others who have fallen a little bit silent, and I feel like we need to see a team performance, and not just 2 out of the 5 players really kind of showing up to the party. We need to see everyone if they stand any chance of beating Heroic, because this is famously kind of Heroic's map.
I mean, I do agree. It's going to be a lot based off of that pistol round, though. If Dignitas get that pistol, they can get a 10-8 just straight off the bat here on this D side. And then realistically, it's anyone's game. It's just, can they break the theoretically impenetrable hold of Heroic on that CT side? Do they have the strategies on their T side? Because the main issue is coming into this map is they've played it 3 times with this roster and they've lost it 3 times. So it doesn't seem to be, at least statistically, a map that they're too confident on, which is why I was very confused they let it through the pool. Because for those who haven't looked at the veto process, Team Dignitas' first ban was Cobblestone. Now, if they did research into that, while Team Dignitas has never played Cobble, which is fine, if they actually had a look, they would realise that Heroic hate playing Cobble. At least statistically, they're only 3-6 on it. So it would be a bad idea for Heroic to even pick that or leave that in the pool. They could use that as a second ban on Dignitas' side, and they could have got rid of Nuke. But let's see how they perform on the T side. Maybe they will surprise us. Maybe they've been doing some work. Who knows? We'll head into the pistol and find out. The most important round. Rubino with a full nade setup, and the rest of them on armor. We've got Heroic just with a full armor buy, not even a kit. And for Nuke, that's surprising because it's very easy to just go for that vent rush on pistol rounds and get the bomb plant.
Instead, they're going to turn their attention over towards ramp. The train of Dignitas charging on in. It's going to be completely unprotected as everyone from Heroic's rotating in towards B already. While two players within the safety of the site trying to lock it down, but Tensky finds the first. The damage already being done. Rubino now coming in through Squeaky, going to look to decapitate Nico and does so. Coming in from behind, Snappy, you got to watch out. How wasn't that cool? Snappy's going to go down. And now it's a 2-on-4 in the retake. Yuki and Modi to try and pick up this pistol for Heroic. Rubino invents, playing it close. Modi looking to make his way on through. Does behead him there up close. Look to try and close in on this man advantage. Tensky gonna lose his head as well into a 2-on-2. This is where things get tricky. Croman gonna try and do the damage. The door's getting open and closed, but he does find the frag. It's all on Modi, who's looking to try and fall as well. Croman somehow still alive, gonna go for the knife, but he does pivot just in the nick of time. You gotta appreciate the hefty size of Modi's balls for going for that play, though.
I mean, at that point, the round was lost, right? They had no kit. Realistically, not going to get 2 kills in about 5 seconds. So, yeah, I appreciate the attempt, though. I'm a big fan. Just a shame that Croman turned round, so the knife wasn't a one hit to the back like it should be. But either way, Dignitas, a great start into the second half as well, picking up that pistol round. Now they have potentially 2 free ecos to play up against. Yep, good start from Rubino. Just flick shot taps Modi with 1 bullet. He's going to look for a little bit more as well. Cadian moving in outside does pick up that scout off the body, and he's going to get chased. Jacob running around the corner. A free kill for him. Team Dignitas a lot of control right now, and they are going to be showing it off very well. Jacob finds another. And this round is as good as done. Heroic, with 2 players remaining, they've got to more so look towards that next round. Look to see if they can get anything done in the full eco, or at least hold on to these guns so they can utilise them once again.
I mean, Fox, Tensky, and Rubino are all within inches of death, but it's Jacob in the backline who's been such a problem. Nico does manage to deal with him, though. So now it's a 2-on-4. Tensky has to get this trade. And it's just going to walk away from him. Snappy now pouncing into a 2-on-2. It all falls onto Nico, but both Tensky and Rubino tagged down incredibly low. And Rubino's going to make his way in towards the B-bomb site, which means he doesn't even have Tensky here to try and trade out for him. He hears Nico and Tensky having an everlasting duel out towards A. The bomb going to go down, however, on this B bomb site. Nico, 36 HP to try and make his way back into this. He can sustain 2 shots from the AK unless it's to the old dome, in which case he will go down. Just looks like he's going to pick up an AK, though, and look to save in this round. Both these players were tagged so incredibly low, but with no defuse kit, no utility to get into the site, it's not looking good. Had Snappy stayed alive over a minute, it might have been an entirely different story, but the flank from Tensky does pay off in that regard, at least, and gets that late trade. Nico's saving up the AK. Yeah, gonna have to go for the Catalyst rifle into the next round.
Yeah, and that bomb plant on the B side was so important as well. You could see that Nico actually thought it was an A side plant. If that was, that could have been a whole different situation, even with a flank coming out from one of the players there. So, bomb goes off. Good damage done by Heroic, but it's Team Dignitas all in all to pick up the round, and that's what's most important now going into this anti-eco. Only Nico, as you say, to be that Catalyst rifle, to get that damage done, while the rest of his team go for this eco. And Team Dignitas, double Mac 10. They just want to send them in fast, get them into the A site or ramp really, really quickly. Probably not too much focus on outside coming into this round, or at least I could imagine, but maybe I'm wrong as they send 3 players out there straight away. The rifles, I can only expect just to push in very, very fast. A bit of a fall from Nico, the one player with a weapon to work with, and he's going to be the man to watch out for. Kaney as well, doing the damage. Nico actually finds himself a kill, and now we see continued fights going on. Rubino does pull one back with that Mac 10, but there's only 2 players remaining here for the T side. That being said, this round's definitely not over. Molly runs away with a rifle, but he'll get taken down in the open. And Rubino unable to find that player in main as well. That giveaway from Modi, that gun dropped, has completely changed the way the outcome of this round. This could have been a doable one for Heroic, but now it's all on Yugi with a Mac 10. No armor, and Team Dignitas, they've got A.
Yeah, the Mac Daddy of Heroic in the nude, no armor behind him to try and clutch this out 1v2. It already looks like his mind has been made up, which is at least to go and grab one of those rifles that over towards outside. He might try and peek on in, see if he can spot anything out and turn it into a one-on-one, but if he doesn't find anything quickly, I imagine we will just see him opt to save in this scenario. He might not even try peeking on through. Instead, just going to look to save the AK. Play safe, play clean. Tensky going to be nearby. Could go hunting. Rubino's only got a Mag 10 as well, so no issue if he does go down. I imagine we're going to see him look to hunt the lone Yugi. Will be Dignitas to arrive at double digits, 8 to 10, but the buy coming over the hill for Heroic.
Rubino's very close, but I don't think he'll find him in time. Oh, actually, as I say that, running around the corner, gonna be chased, and Yugi's there. It's okay. He holds onto the gun as well. Important stuff. Now Heroic have a little bit more money to fall back on, so AWP is going to be easily buyable here for Yugi, especially after all the damage he did. And this is it. This is Dignitas' best way back into this map. I say back into, but again, they are on the T side. While they are leading in score, I still feel like Heroic are in for the majority of chances to really close this one out, because again, this is their map. This is the map that they are known very well on. But Dignitas looking to pick up this first buy round. A bit of a fast play towards door. Tensy's going to be mollied off. Can't peek, but Nico opens things up. Jacob trades him, but Yugi only gets a tag off. That's massive. Team Dignitas finding the pick, and now they burst out onto A. Even taking the kill onto Snappy. Rubino's done the damage so far, and one Modi will run out through the Molotov. He will drop the bomb, but he is still alone towards A. Might be able to follow up onto the low HP Jacob, and he will. Now things are starting to pull back for Heroic, and the flank coming out from Katie, and perfectly timed, drops Tensky. It's all onto Fox, out of absolutely nowhere. And yeah. I'm not sure what Modi was doing.
As you said, it's all on the box himself. 1v1. Trying to clutch this one. It has to go ahead and pick the bomb up first, and Cadian's actually all the way down over towards B for the time being. That does have to rotate on up. Fox actually might opt to go for the rotate as he makes his way over towards Vents. I think he's going to bide his time and see if Cadian decides to come to him, and it looks like it could come through, but that reload going to give it all away. Cadian had the reload come in from Fox. 40 seconds left, plenty of time for these guys to play around with. And Fox is very cautious about the possibility of Cadian coming in from heaven, coming up through Vents. He's going to opt to Molotov off Vent, which is the right call to make. Fox's intuition taking on over. Bomb will go down. And as that Molotov starts to fade, Cadian now about to make his way in to try and retake this site. Fox has fallen on back very, very passively. Instead, just going to wait to see if he can hear the defuse. This means Cadian has to be fast, and he's got so many angles to clear. This is the one downside with where it's planted as well. You'd expect it to be planted more mini. He's got to go check inside, and Fox hasn't left him with a lot of time. Going to go ahead and fake out the defuse to peek. Not going to come in from Fox, who just takes it slow. The defuse kit's going to be picked on up. Cadian rounds the corner, has to connect the shot. Knows that Fox is there, does the damage with the nade, but it's not going to be enough. Now going to be sticking the defuse. The pros don't fake. Fox is to be fast, and he is. Takes him down as Dignitas going to go ahead and pick themselves up an 11th round now. 4 consecutively on their T side.
Yeah, I'm impressed so far with Dignitas. Doing fairly well. But this is a bit of a surprise buy coming out. We have Heroic investing, not fully. They still save some cash, but they've actually got a few pistols and a couple of UMPs into this one, you can see. This would typically just be a bit of an eco with a bit of a quasi, but they've actually got together more than I expected with these UMPs. And now, Rubino, he may come across against a couple of armoured players. This could be dangerous here. But again, everyone else has rifles, so in theory it should be fine. And pressure outside here from this T side. Tensky just on the heavens, looking for that kill. Finds Yugi, there's still Cadian down there, and he's going to shoot up, takes him down and retort. It's back into a 4-on-4. Dignitas still continuing this pressure outside. Starting to push up is going to be Chrome, and he's wrapping round, and he knows Cadian's around this position somewhere. As he holds for this push, it's all down to timing. Cadian can't afford to turn away. Oh dear. That kill's going to draw him back. Now Chrome is out. Turns back around. Damage done. Not the kill. There it is. He finally lands it. And now, well, Dignitas is still in a 3v1. Damage has been done on this eco. And if Modi can pick up one kill, it will stagnate the money of Team Dignitas and stop it from growing somewhat.
Gonna make his way up to secret. There's only 30 seconds left. They've got to think about getting this bomb down sometime soon if Modi doesn't present himself, but he walks into the waiting arms of Jacob and will perish as a result. 12-8 Dignitas with a 4-round advantage. They've gone ahead and taken 5 consecutively on their T side. The buy coming in from Heroic. They have to try and put a stop to this madness now. Dignitas could start to pull ahead. Rubino looking like he's going to keep the Mac 10, the Mac Daddy of Dignitas, into this round. Cadian going to be posted up outside. Doesn't have the AWP to play around with. Has got Yugi here though to try and back him up. Snapping out a mini 3 players who can answer to any aggression outside, but it's Rubino first to go down with the Mac 10, charging it towards the A bomb site. Just going to be silenced very early on. The man advantage taken by Heroic and no one to answer back on Dignitas.
Oh, Jacob finally will strike. Took a few bullets. Yugi will go down and Modi on ramp. Oh, good angle from him. Going to catch out Fox. Heroic got themselves into 4-on-3 now, but still, Tensky's wrapping. However, unfortunately for him, Cadian's going to be right behind, catches him off guard. And now Jacob and Croman are going to be the last 2 remaining. Jacob's in a good position to get something done. He will do so, taking down Modi, but still, he's got to push up into the heavens where he'll walk to his demise. Snappy trades. More Croman will pull one back. It's still a 1v2. Heroic have no need to peek in this position. Allow Croman to go do his thing, try and get the bomb to a site, and then you can take the fight on the retake. If one of these guys goes down early, if he gets a free 1v1, it's suddenly a doable round. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Nico will hit the deck as Croman, he pulls this back into the realms of possibility. He'll be rotating him towards this B bomb site, just charging on through. Snappy does hear the rotate coming on in, but that Molotov, perfect, will be enough to keep him at bay. Gonna be smoked off though as Snappy charges on through. No brakes on the Snappy train. He picks it up, clutches it out 1v1. The defuse going to come in and Heroic, they will be picking up their first rifle round here in the second half. 9-12, desperate to try and close that gap. The one advantage here is that Dignitas, they've got enough money to buy. Heroic going to be very low on cash. So the buy they can actually get is going to look, you know, fairly abysmal in comparison to what we've seen them have in that last round.
That's a good point. There's a great chance for Dignitas to exploit Heroic early on. Get that reset. And then they're almost at closing out a game territory. They'll be up to potentially 14 after that anti-eco if we see Heroic then go for the eco because they have no money. And Rubino going to buy up a Mac 10. Thank God Tom Business isn't here. He'd be quaking in his boots. Not a fan. And already some outside control going to be taken and lost as Yugi removes the head of Fox instantly. Jacob trying to get himself up onto the rafters. Yugi's looking for this fight, looking to try and take another man advantage, but no need to overpeak. However, the nade is perfect from Jacob. Dunks right onto him and takes a 4v4 back.
And Ski able to extend the man advantage back in favour of Dignitas. Once again, a Snappy will go down. The last stages of these rounds so incredibly crucial for either side. Dignitas, of course, they need to pick this map up if they want to make it through to ESL 1 Cologne and play for that third map. Heroic, if they win it out now, then they will be taking this 2-0 and we'll be seeing them as the victors. So Dignitas, it's crucial that they pick this map up. Currently 3 rounds ahead. The knife going to come in from Nico, and Croman has been gutted. Cadian now going to pounce as well. Picks himself up a frag off his own. Jacob still yet to trade this out, trying to play it round outside. Cadian just waiting patiently, but Jacob on the hunt. How don't you hear him, Cadian? Are your headphones even working? He will go down, but now it's a 2-on-2. Back into the realms of possibility once again. Nico peeking out outside to finally deal with Jacob. Someone does put him to bed, and now it's all on Rubino, the P90 warrior, to try and clutch this one out. 1 versus 2, P90 in hand. Statistically the best weapon in all of CS ever, and while Modi's going to be making his way up the ladder, Rubino watching the angle, bomb timer ticking away. Modi not pouncing out just yet, finally walks out into the waiting gun of Rubino as the P90 roars into action. Defuse going to be faked out by Nico, the peak going to come on through, Rubino will go down, and Nico picks it up. Heroic to get themselves a 10th and finally start to do damage to the economy of Dignitas.
That's 2 in a row. Very important that they didn't allow the reset from Dig. Of course, a buy will still be coming through here for the T side, and I imagine a tactical pause called out from Dignitas as well to work out what they want to do coming into this round. Because again, they're in for a great opportunity. They've been gifted a lot of free rounds given up from Heroic, and now on a 12-10 scoreline, they don't want to let it slip away. They had 4 rounds ahead. They were only 4 rounds away from securing this map, but the gap is starting to close. However, they still have a buffer to work with. As a buy comes through, 3 AKs, 1 UMP, a singular Tech 9 on Rubino, and a Heroic on the other side. They've got a fairly decent buy coming in as well. Aside from Modi, who may be limited, but he gets thrown over a gun, so now we're all okay. Everyone's geared, I think, apart from Snappy. At this point it's hard, because they're just throwing around guns. Okay, 1 UMP, not too bad. Better buy than Dignitas at least for this round, and Yugi's still on that AWP. So still, this one's up for question on who's going to be taking this map, but I'd love to know your predictions now, Harry.
I mean, a lot of it falls onto this round in particular. It's so important. If Dignitas pick it up, you can see that the economy of Heroic doesn't support a buy into the next one, so it should allow Dignitas to reach a 14-10 scoreline. If Heroic pick it up, however, the same thing can be said, but when you look at Dignitas' economy, they also can't support the buy, so it would allow them to find that equalizer and take us through to 12-12. I mean, you know, it's kind of awful that you've asked me to give my prediction in this round as opposed to in the next, but it would have been perhaps too easy. Yeah. And, I mean, you know, I'm going to say Dignitas have been playing phenomenally well. I didn't think they'd do half as well as what they have done here on Nuke. But Heroic have started to find their groove a little bit, winning the last 2 rounds. I think if Heroic pick this round up, then they could potentially go ahead and win this map out and take it 2-0. But I want to see us go to map number 3.
Let's see how it turns out then. Going to have a fast play outside from Dignitas as all the smoke's going down. The first time they've actually managed to successfully do this and just get all the way downstairs instantly in Heroic. They've realised if Snappy's going to rotate on down, needs a bit of support as well. Team Dignitas not even committing. The smoke comes down. They know that there's a CT on the other side and they're just going to walk on back. Jacob just holding the back lines. Snappy sits in the vents waiting for contact. Doesn't want to get picked, that's the issue. At these kind of important rounds, no one wants to be the first to fall down, especially on that CT side.
Not going to come in for stairs. This means that they are going to head the way of Snappy as they walk into his waiting gun. He will go down. Man, if I take it, as Tensky opens up this round for Dignitas. And now they're ready to potentially make their way towards this B bomb site. Still looking indecisive. They might have the man advantage, but they don't want to go pushing on in. They might wait instead for Rubino to try and gain some presence down towards ramp and prevent this rotate from Yugi being so effective. Modi able to find one, has to really try and get 2, and he does. Still plenty of HP left. Croman trying to trade things back into a 3-on-3, does come in swinging, does a hell of a lot of damage, but it's going to be tagged down low. Nico and Katie had already rotated on in. Rubino going to be the linchpin here and could do so much damage as Yugi's looking completely the wrong way. He's going to fall, and suddenly it's all on Nico. 1 versus 3, fighting for his life inside the B bomb site. Fox coming around from mine, has the bomb and locks down the angle. Dignitas going to pick this up, and at this point, they should be able to follow up with the 14th. There's no money left for Heroic, and they're going to force buy down. This leaves them in such a bad situation if they lose this round. I'm going to go ahead and change my prediction, Hugo. I'm going to say Dignitas.
Oh, cheating.
Yeah,
Can't do that. Well, that's what I predicted the whole time, so...
Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
Just coming out with that now. Nice.
Yeah, just slipping it in there. It's all good. 13-10, Heroic. They have only pistols. The force buy is through. And right now, Team Dignitas are in the best spot they've had to close out this map. And after a dominant display against them over on Inferno, to see them do so well on Nuke is honestly a surprise. A welcome surprise, but a surprise nonetheless. However, maybe I'll change my prediction once again, Harry, because Yugi, Katie and Snappy, they're all going nuts. They're all going off. It's all on Tensky. A 1v4 will be needed. Bombs dropped in his own favour.
What can I
that's
say?
all he has going for him.
Yeah, never lost faith in my boys over on Heroic. They are going to be 1v3. Tensky does grab the bomb, however. Cadian's got the AWP to play around. And Tensky's still alive and kicking, but it's Snappy on the flank, the one who's looking to try and eliminate him. Does go spamming him with the CZ. Tensky doesn't really know where he's being shot from. He's trying to figure it out. And as Snappy runs away, Tensky's thinking, what the hell was that? He's now fallen as well in this weird shock-like state as he stumbles around. Looking like just some drunk person, able to pick up that frag on Acadian at least, into a 1v2. He's closing the gap slowly but surely. Snappy's very isolated as well from Modi. The trade can't come in just yet as they now look to try and reconvene. There's 35 seconds left to play around. He has the bomb, as you said. That's the one advantage he could take away from this. And he's going to be pushing on up over here towards A. Modi playing it close, waiting in the corner. Tensky has to check this, and as he rounds the corner, won't, and he'll be punished for it. Modi picks up the frag, and that's Heroic to go ahead and claim themselves an 11th round.
Great stuff by Heroic, somehow picking up that eco, and that's just such a depressing thing for Team Dignitas as well. They get reset. Again, I'm not too worried here for the T side because you've got to take into account they have 1 force by 1 eco and then it's back up to 13, so it's an equal scoreline then on out. As Team Dignitas, a Tech 9 or 2, a P250, a UMP and an AK up towards ramp, they will set. With only 1 defender, only 20 bullets in his mag, he's going to have to deal with a lot of oncoming players. They will start to rush down towards ramp. He has to fall on back. Snappy, in the meantime, gets the pick down on B, the one split player for this site. And Tensky gets dropped as Modi just escapes. And this is well played as well. Doesn't want to fall down, doesn't want to give them a gun when they only have pistols. He'll fire from a safer range. He takes the first, peeking in for more. Rubino gets tagged, but he still gets a kill. As the bomb goes down, these T's will start chasing, but it's all onto Jacob straight off the bat. And he's left in a 1v4, an undoable situation. It's all down to damage right now.
And as he goes running on in, his little legs pitter-patter across the ground, and Snappy just executes him mercilessly like some evil warlord. It will be a 12th for Heroic. The economy of Dignitas not looking too great. The bomb means they can invest down a little bit with some upgraded pistols, but ultimately Heroic primed to pick up a 13th and find their equalizer. Dignitas in this round looking to try and maximize their damage, get that bomb down if they can, but not hoping for too much. They don't have armor. It's just going to be a deco. Nope, and then Croman ruins it.
Dear oh dear. 13-13 is looking likely. This is only what we can expect coming from this round. Either way. Let's see what they can achieve with these pistols. Previously, Heroic got a great pistol round out of themselves. Maybe we see the same. Apparently not. Yugi starts it off, taking down Fox, one of the Deagle players. Tensky, though, as we say it, does respond. Cadian gets dropped. Still, the AWP remains prevalent for Heroic. Yugi's still on that. But Dignitas are not out for a shot this round. They've still got a chance.
Oh, Jacob doing some damage with the Deag. Going to return the man advantage now in favour of Dignitas, and actually nets himself an AWP to play around with. It's going to be a real threat over in the backline towards Hell. You've got to watch out, and now they're going to be constantly looking over their shoulder as he does make his way up. Nico able to find the trade, albeit extremely late into the round. A 3-on-3. Tensky tagged down low. Rubino with the bomb on 40 HP. Croman, the only full HP player still alive and kicking. He's going to be isolated from the rest of the gang. Tensky securing ramp control. Trying to pick this one up early on and allow them to potentially collapse down in towards this B bomb site.
Nico, it's all onto whether they can take down Rubino here. He's going to get pushed from above. Modi in the meantime takes one, but Rubino, oh, he sneaks round. Nico is completely blindsided, does not spot him out, and Rubino will be able to get a free bomb plant on the A site. That's massive. Even if he goes down here, he's done the job. The low investment, they managed to get the bomb plant. He does fall, but look at the damage done. 3 players from Heroic fall short. And that could have been avoidable by Nico, but he was clearly tunnel visioned onto that A site instead of looking through heaven. Either way, Heroic 13-13. They brought it back from an 8-12 deficit. A nice streak of rounds on the board. And now Digger back on the bye. This is where it really counts. Whoever wins this is very likely, however not guaranteed, to pick up the map.
Yeah, I mean, well, like, kind of, but really, when you look at it, if Dignitas pick this up, the buy can still come in from Heroic, and it can be fairly formidable. They won't have everything they need, but they can still get one together. Dignitas' economy is a little bit more questionable. They will be getting the loss bonus, however. A bomb plant would be great in order to really reinforce the fact that they can buy even if they lose. The wall of smokes towards outside going to be the strat of the day to allow Tensky to rush on it through. Fox going to be spotted and executed. You can't be jumping at the top of the smoke like that as it turns into a game of whack-a-mole outside. Tensky to try and equalize out best he can, but Cadian will shut him down. Jacob, Croman and Rubino in a 3-on-5, trying to claw their way back into this round desperately.
Just passive play from Heroic. They know what they should be doing with a 3-on-5. No need to overface, no need to go down. But Croman, he chases the A site. Him and Rubino, they get stuff done. It's a 2-on-3. They've done the damage. But look at Cadian. He's down at B. He's got himself the bomb and control. And he's just holding on to vents. There's no need to overface. He knows it. Molly goes down. That will hold Croman back. But he smokes it off. However, can't push into that because Cadian's on the other side. He's just holding close. Going to spray into the smoke. Waiting for Croman to drop into his sights. And in the meantime, a flak's coming out anyway. He actually gets a bomb. He gets away with it. But Yugi's there in the rafters. Death rains from above. He gets the kill. And Heroic, they're going to pick up a 14th round. But this is a difficulty. No bomb plant for Dignitas. Look at the money. They have to buy here. And they've got enough to go for a fairly formidable buy with 3 rifles. But even so, this is on the edge of a victory for Heroic.
Yeah, Dignitas, I mean, these last couple of rounds are so important. The gravity revolving around this is immense. This map is the difference between them being denied ESL 1 Cologne or taking it through to a third map. Now for Heroic as well, just as important, they are 2 rounds away from joining some of the best teams in the world at ESL 1 Cologne. Now ready to push on through over a ramp. It's going to be Dignitas, but Modi trying to shut them down, doing so much damage, spreading it thinly across the board, now falling on back, finally going to get dealt with. But the rotate's already come in. Yugi and Cadian both watching for any aggression over towards Hell. Dignitas just holding up. Now pushing in towards B. Snappy trying to peek around that smoke. Going to be punished by Jacobs. He turns it back into a 3-on-3. Does find the equalizer. The Molotov to force a player away from vents means Yugi can't peek. And now they're just going to have to sit pretty in the afterplants.
This is a great spot though for Dig. The bomb plant's great for Tensky's position. So Heroic are lining up, trying to come in together at the same time. They will be making their way through the door. Here's the push. Croman has to hit his shots. He's very, very exposed right now. Jacob as well. And he does. There's the first. Yugi goes down, dropping onto more. But it's Cadian to take him down in return. Croman even falls. And Tensky gets Molly. But they actually smoke it off there. Jumping on the bomb. He sprays. He gets both. Tensky's insane. And Team Dignitas, they'll go on for another round. 14 here on the T side. And what a clutch by Tensky.
A truly 10 out of 10 ski play for Team Dignitas to keep them in this 14-14. The force buy now coming in from Heroic, and while victory was a path that was well and truly paved for these guys, it's going to be quickly called into question as Dignitas now go ahead and pick themselves up a 14th. Overtime still on the cards as a potential, but it would require a valiant effort in the next from the loser of this. Already Yugi going to execute Tensky towards outside. The man advantage taken once again early on by Heroic. Nico playing up close over towards Hut, and Snappy now rotating in through vents. 2 players here, very, very close with these UMPs on the A bomb site. Croman outside trying to find the rifle of his deceased comrade. Can't quite locate it. They've slowed things down a lot since losing Tensky early on.
Yeah, I can barely blame them. One of the hard carries for Dig right now. Up there with Rubino and Jacob at the top of the scoreboard. His deadly trio. But Team Dignitas must prosper. They must go on. They will be moving outside to start the round off. Getting himself onto the rafters is Jacob. He's been very good up here usually, but look at Fox's position. The barrel's exposed. Nico seeing it. He's going to get the kill. Looking in for more, but Croman trades. Maybe unjustified, but he had to commit to the angle as Croman... He refrags back on. Dig back into a 4-on-3. Snappy still playing close, so this A-site take is not going to work out, and Yugi shutting down Jacob on the rafters means the heaven split has been removed from the equation. They just got to walk right out into the open. Nice shot from Croman. He ducks below the shots of Snappy, but Yugi's still there to do the damage. Croman going to drop into B. We're going to have to see another crazy clutch here, but it's not going to work out. Modi rotates in time, and Heroic, they're going to pick up a 15th round, 1 away from the win. And the worst part about all of this, Harry, the worst part for Team Dignitas is that was a reset. Money is gone here for the Team Dignitas side.
Yeah, and that means they're going to be force buying down on what they can. Rubino with so little to his name can really only invest in armor and a P250 at this point. It's not going to be looking good. And the best buy they can hope to get is we might even see Croman just break out an AK and toss that over onto someone like Tensky. But the buy is going to be coming on in. Let's see what they can manage to get. The pause called here, justifiably so, as they try and figure out how it is they're going to take this through to overtime. The players right now just sat in their chairs at home, you know, trying to remain comfortable. But it's hard to. I mean, this is pivotal here for Dignitas. They have to try and secure this round to take us through to overtime, then win out overtime to get to a third map. It's a long road to victory for Dignitas. Meanwhile, Heroic, it's very much knocking on their door. And all they've got to do is let it in.
Do you want to make a prediction now? Oh,
I've already
dear.
made my prediction. I'm sticking with it.
What, Team Dignitas, when you called it a few rounds ago?
No.
You
Heroic.
changed your prediction, Harry, as far as I remember. Nothing on the side of this terrorist team. Only Tech9's in armour here. Heroic, as you say, one round away from making it. It's going to be a worrying prospect if a Team Dignitas smokes go outside, but they're not going to be hitting they're hitting ramp. Fast play, Molly's on the other side there, spraying away, picks out the pistol, good damage, he gets so many kills, and now it's all on Tetensky. It seems like they've done it. Heroic, they will do it. Yugi lands the final shot, and that will be Heroic qualifying for ESL 1 Cologne 2017, 2-0 over Team Dignitas there. What a phenomenal